takes care of the entire products in NuSkin, and today he's going to share with us some of the future global product strategy, and he's going to give you a sneak preview into WellSpa.io, a little bit more than what Ryan had shared. He's going to give you a little bit more information of how this product is beneficial for you and why every one of us should get a device for ourselves. Okay, so let me welcome my upline. Okay, he is all the way from Provo, Utah, our Executive Vice President, Chief Product Officer, NuSkin Enterprises, Mr. Steve Hatchett.
Thank you so much. So good to be here. You know, just a couple days ago, I heard Steve Lund from stage, and he talked about Ryan, and he mentioned something that I think we know intuitively, but I don't think sometimes is shared, because there's a lot of people who come in and come out of NuSkin, both in the field and in Provo. But Ryan is the only executive I'm aware of currently at NuSkin at the executive level that has put his entire career at NuSkin. He's invested his entire life from a career standpoint at NuSkin. I think he deserves a round of applause. I actually didn't create that slide. I actually it pulled me out of it, so I'm sorry to see that up there. Let's see if we can get it changed. Maybe. There it goes. That's what I had. It's really important. Why did I bring up that about Ryan? Let me talk about something that's really important as I get going here. Number one, congratulations on being here. Fantastic work. You achieved your goal of being here. Now, success is different than mastery. It's really important. If we go to a bunch of archers, these are world-class archers, and they're out there and they're trying to hit the bullseye, right? They can hit the bullseye once, and that's considered success. How many times can they consistently hit the bullseye? That's the key. Well, an author went out and looked at this and said, how can they consistently hit the bullseye? And what they found was things changed. Wind changes. The tension of the string changes. The arm gets a little bit more tired as it pulls back over an hour period of time. So what was interesting is they saw these archers come in, and in 10 minutes, these world-class archers would hit right at the bullseye and nail it consistently. But then it would start to change and they start to miss again. And then they get back online and then they miss again. So when you look at somebody like Rain Ho and Angela, when you look at these amazing leaders like John and Moran and so forth, who have consistently hit team elites, 10, 15, 20 years. This is mastery, okay? But what's interesting is mastery isn't perfection. Mastery is the constant evolution of when wind comes in, disruption comes in, when change happens. Because I was talking to Ray last night, or John last night, and I was talking about the challenges. Both of them I actually had a chance to talk to just briefly. And I said, did you ever have any problems in your business, ever? Nope. Do you believe that? Ray, did you ever have a problem in your business? Did you ever have any adversity at all? Any? Of course. Of course. It's not the adversity. It's the mastery of adapting and consistently going. This product right here, along with the phone, with a smartphone, you can build an entire business on. If you'll listen and focus on mastering duplication, mastering retail, mastering helping people understand the benefits, and then you can change some lives. So let's get into it. So a couple things real fast. If we look at the business as a whole, you're right, Ryan, this just does not work, unless that's a big delay. What we're talking about is empowered for life. And that's, we'll just put that right there. I won't trick myself to think it's going to go. We'll go to the next one, unfortunately. This is, you've seen the numbers, and Ryan's talked about it. Look at that keyword at the very top. Empower me gives me opportunity. Think about that for a second. We're an opportunity business. We can take the opportunities that are there We can drive a business, but if we don't have the right tools, it doesn't matter. If we don't have the right attitude, it doesn't matter. The opportunity is there. Who's going to take advantage of it? That's the key. So trillions of dollars on the line in a growing business, unlike fax machines. For instance, if you were a master at the fax machine, it's not going to build your business that much, right? You can develop. Mastery is not necessarily learning the fax machine. Back in '84, that might have been cool. But now you're learning about these apps that will drive the business. That's the key, okay? Because that's the opportunity, and it continues to grow, and you're right in the middle of it. And you're with a company that has decided to invest millions of dollars in your future, in your business, and in your growth. Go to the next slide. So if you look at this, NuSkin is empowerment at scale. Okay? Think about 1984, roughly, about 4.7 billion people on the planet, roughly. And we could call people one way, right? On a phone, it was one person. Okay? Think about what we can do now. We can get on the phone, and through Zoom or through a computer, we can now affect hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. We can send out just a link in a matter of a second to talk about a promotion. How would you have done that in 1984 when this business started? You could. Now you can't. So now we have 8 billion plus, as Ryan said, and you can reach all of them that have a smartphone. I've seen numbers of 80 up to 90% of those who actually have those smartphones. I've visited places in the world where people didn't have a home. They lived in a hut or a lean-to or cardboard or whatever, but they still had a smartphone. They still had a smartphone. And they were doing something. I'm not sure what they were doing, but they were doing it. But they didn't even have a home, but they have one of these. And as John Imran told me, he's like, Steve, it has to be right here. Once you have it here, you can connect with everyone. Now, let's talk about innovation for a second. Nokia was the leader. They started out 92, early 90s, and they were crushing it, right? And they had this great phone, this great technology, and they were the best, basically. They commanded almost 50% of the market share. And look at the innovation, or the lack of, remember how you had to punch it 3 times to get to your L, or to your Z, or something like this? I know some of you are looking at these phones. How many of you guys have had one of these phones? Okay, let's see, how many? We got some, almost every one of these. Okay, yeah, you've had one of these phones, right? That's right, okay? Now, you're laughing. Why are you laughing? Here's the deal. This is such an amazing business case, and if you guys capture anything I'm telling you today, this is the point I'm trying to bring up. Okay? The world of direct selling, and the world of retail, and the world of, if you want to call it the interweb, internet, digital, whatever you want to call it, has vastly changed. It's completely adjusted. It is not the same business anymore. And those people who continue to think it's the same thing we did last year, the year before, and the year before that, you're going to be lost. And if you don't change and adapt, you're going to be lost. And you'll try to figure out why you're not successful. They had a hardware fixation where they were constantly focused on improving upon this. It's like those who improved upon the candle. They never created electricity because they kept refining the candle. This was consistent up until 2007. Go next slide. When Steve Jobs was on stage in 2007, Nokia was the leader. He pulled it out and said one more thing and provided this, okay? Provided this. And this is what happened. Complete disruption. Nokia's market cap over the next 5 years, from the day he pulled that out of his pocket, dropped to 10% in 5 years. Boom. Lost market share, lost interest in the phone market. But what was wrong? The big issue was simple. And you see it here in direct selling. You see it here in beauty and wellness. Everybody's trying to figure out how to unlock it because they know there's potential. Was there potential to grow the business? Absolutely. But some companies get so fixated down here on how they refine this existing business, they don't lift up. Because guess what? Apple wasn't creating a phone. It was creating a device that would help people. It would empower people to do more than they've ever done before, instead of just creating a phone. So when you think about NuSkin, think about this. Everybody says, oh man, the world's being disrupted. Guess what? We're disrupting it. You're disrupting it. NuSkin is disrupting. You're the disruptor right now. We're leading out on this. We're leading out on disruption in this industry. We're leveraging the technology in a way that's never been done before. We're integrating beauty and wellness. We're taking technology to a new level. We're looking at things completely different because when we looked at this, we said, how can we help you win? That's the only goal that we have. As we think about Provo and we think about what's happening, we have you. If you walk into my office, I only have one picture. It's distributors, leaders, the field, sitting right in front of my desk, and every single day I say hello, and I get to work, because I know that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make you smile, have a little bit more fun, enjoy life. Next slide. So, let's hit a tender subject for a second. Look, you have to continue to innovate, or you will die. Evolution is part of the deal. The wind's going to come in to hit the bullseye, you have to adjust. TRA, fantastic product. Wonderful. Launched, fantastic. Okay? We started to introduce TR90. Everybody said, no. Don't mess with our product. Our product's doing great. You guys know that right now, 52% of the global weight management market, specifically for TR90, is done in Southeast Asia. You're number one. Number one. I think you know a little bit about this and how to win. You won with TRA, you win with TR90, and as we look at the evolution of our business, we have to continue to personalize, we have to create businesses, but we haven't given up on what makes it work. 90 days is critical. Absolutely critical. Get that 90 days. We have a sample pack that you can try and get more people into the opportunity, right? That's not the magic. Now that gets attraction, that gets opportunity to access product that people haven't had before. The key is duplication at 90 days. The 90-day program through TRA is going to be it. This is part of the TR family. Good, better, best, keeps going. We're going to expand it with TR Go. And then you go to the next slide. But we have to be evolving. We have to keep it fresh. We have to continue to innovate with these products. This is what Empower Me is all about. And then you look at it. Don't think of it, some people talk about social commerce. You know, I think that's fine if you want to use social commerce. I like social connection. Because right now, none of us are on our phones talking to each other. Well, some of you are talking on your phones, but you're not talking to me. But I'm talking with you, and you're listening. How many of you guys individuals feel, last night in this meeting that we've had was powerful so far? How many of you feel like you've had a different experience being in person and connecting with people you haven't seen? How many of you? I want to see you raise your hands. How many of you? It's different, isn't it?
Yes.
You can be on this phone and impact people. I've had people send texts and videos and stuff like that go through this phone. It's really powerful, okay? But just a couple of days ago, we had people who were walking up a red carpet into Provo. For their first time, they'd never been to Provo before, and they had tears in their eyes because of the joy that they had, because of what they had accomplished. And the opportunity, what they believed in, what they fought so hard for, was a reality, and that is right here. You can have all this up here, but it's got to be here. Because right here is what gets you to stay. What's here is going to get you to the next level. What's here is going to make a difference. So when people say, well, what does Empower Me really do for me? Think of it like this. It is your smartphone for your business. It is your business tools, your products, your opportunity. Let me explain to you this way. Go to the next slide. So think about this. If you think about how groups like iPhone, Netflix, they have a playbook that's very consistent. They figure out the personas, the people. Who are the people that will use this? Will everybody use it the same? If we pull out all of our apps, I bet we don't have the exact same apps for everyone. Okay? We don't even have the same phone. Some of you have maybe Android, and some of you have, for instance, an iPhone. But they figure out what the personas are, and they give you apps, and they feed it into the tool. Amazon does it. They all do it. Netflix, what do they give you? As soon as you finish a binge of something, what do they feed you? Immediately, something that's similar, so they keep you attracted, and your eyeballs in, your subscription in place. They're not going to give you something abstract that's out there and so forth. So you have to know who you're talking to. If you continue to try to sell the eyelash product to somebody who's not interested in eyelashes, that's going to be difficult. Okay? That's going to be, but you have to know who you're talking to. Are you talking to a business builder? Are you talking to a consumer? Are you talking to somebody that's just learning about the business and wants to be part of something special and be a force for good in the world? Who are you talking to? Understand their persona, and then personalize your experience with them so they can build their business or have the best experience to look, feel, and live their best life. That's what we're talking. These aren't just funny words. It's what we're doing, what you're doing. Look, live, feel better. Now, you can say it's a trite phrase, or you can live it, enjoy it, and help others. It's a big difference. Mastery versus success. Okay? Now, if you look at what Empower Me is, this next couple slides, we're going to go pretty fast through this. Every single slide I'm about to show you is a question that was asked to me by one of the field leaders, one of you. All over the world, I interviewed literally hundreds, and they all came back to the same thing. How does Empower Me help me? Let me show you what they said. Let's go next slide. So many people want something more. They're not sure exactly what it is, whether it's from their beauty and wellness regimen, or whether it's from their from business standpoint, from personal standpoint, connection. People want connection. It's missing. In the world, it's missing. There's so much connection. When I watch you guys come together, you know what I see? I see smiles. I see hugs. I see people coming together who haven't seen each other in a while. There's connection, there's power that's there. They want something more, and they want something more from their beauty and wellness. And so, next slide. They know that Empower Me, through NuSkin's products, helps them unlock the power and duplication of beauty and wellness. It can only come through you. It's not available anywhere else. It can only come from you. Next. There's hesitation. People will sometimes go, is this for me? I had my bad phone call. I got up this morning and there was 32 texts that said my product didn't arrive on time. Do I want to continue to take all these texts? Do I want to deal with all these problems? Oh, my product's leaking. This happened, that happened. And my uncle Larry told me I was stupid for joining NuSkin. Hesitation. Pause. Questions. When you're thinking about the thousands of clinical studies that NuSkin's put on the table, the millions of dollars that have been spent developing technology, products, to the best that we can possibly do globally, and then set up from a regulatory framework that we can share this with the world, all through this, it changes to the next slide. This is what happens. This is what Empower Me is. It gives you confidence because you know how to do this. You know how to be your best. It changes the way you feel about yourself. And people love and are attracted to people who they can fill their confidence. How many people want to work with somebody who's going, probably going to rain tomorrow, probably not going to be a very good day, won't even look up at you because I don't really care about you, I like my shoes, that's about it. Or do you want to talk to somebody like, how you doing? What's going on in your life? How can we make your life better? What can we do? This is what I've done. Let me help you. That's what we're looking for. Next slide. Processing orders. We'll go through this. So many good things are happening right now. It's so amazing. You think about Black Friday let me just give you an example. In Europe, Black Friday, people were staring at this and they were in a waiting room in 2021. Everybody's stuck there trying to process their orders. They're stuck in a waiting room. They can't even get the orders done. And then, guess what? 2022 comes along, and with the investment that we've made in digital technology and so forth, virtually no waiting rooms. Zero. And it looked like this. Instead of processing orders, people were getting product. And they were enjoying their time back and not worrying about it. That's the investment taking place that we see at NuSkin. Next slide. Sometimes we can feel overwhelmed. We talked a little bit about this. Empower me. Now, these are the comments that came from the distributors, and they said, Steve, it's got to be fun. This business can be a lot of fun, right? We can have fun. Next slide. This is what we're talking about. Next slide. See that? Everybody has different ways of having fun. But if the business isn't fun, not a lot of people are going to stick to it. It's got to have all these elements, an opportunity to share the products that will change people's lives, and it needs to be fun and engaging. It's hard. People, next slide. Now, this is a tricky one. Explaining science. People say, well, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. Well, guess what? I know one. Go to the next slide. Sometimes we try to figure it out. We say, how can we share about these products in a compliant way? We want to be compliant. Steve Lund has said, we don't need to say things that aren't true about the products because the products are great themselves. Let them do the talking, okay? We don't have to overclaim it. But when we want to share important information, we can just share. Now, through media, and let Dr. Joe Chang, in a compliant way, share the value of carotenoids on your skin and why that's beneficial. And if you're saying, I'm confused about exactly how to do it from a technology standpoint, I don't know how to do Vera and Stella. Great, go to the next slide. Guess what? Then we'll share a little tutorial, and we'll get you up on Stella, up on Vera, and an Emil Evangelista. We'll give that in 2 minutes. She'll give you a quick tutorial and teach you how to use these wonderful apps that keep getting smarter every single day. Okay? That's simple. You don't have to go learn it all. You don't have to become a digital expert, and you don't have to get your PhD. We've got those. You just got to have the willingness to learn and the willingness to take a couple of minutes, and then you can do this. Share it with the world. Keep going to the next slide. This is a big part of why I'm here. I love the products. I love what's going on with the business. I love the future. I love innovation. It's all awesome. But our force for good, and the way that we can do it in a world that's unfortunately set up with news and media about everything that's negative, and some of the challenges that we have, this, being a part of something, can I be part of something good? Yes. Globally, you can have an impact on the entire world with now 850 million meals that have been shared with people who wouldn't have had a meal before through our force for good. Okay? Nourish the children. It's amazing. Empower Me helps you be a force for good. When I talk to the top leaders, most of the time they're talking about this because they've generated the income to help other people and have a global impact on the business. Okay? Next slide. So, some are looking for self-improvement. If you're looking for the future and where we're going, we're not stopping. We're innovating. We're going. You've heard the words digital twin. You've probably heard about the phenomenon of DNA and understanding what's best for your body and how things are going to be best for you. What focus areas? What should I do? How do I personalize my experience here at NuSkin? How do I do it? Stay tuned. And like Ryan said, do not miss Abu Dhabi. Do not miss Abu Dhabi. You got to take that note. Do not miss Abu Dhabi if you want to learn more here. Next slide. Now, this is real-time data on, for instance, LumiSpa.io. This is what's happening right now. We know exactly how many treatments have gone on. You know over 5 million treatments have already taken place in LumiSpa.io? 5 million. We know exactly where they happened, what time of day it happened, and whether they finished their treatment or not. We know all this. It's all there in the palm of your hands. Next slide. Now, this is our old computer system that we had for the day. And I'm going to talk about the actionable insights we used to have. If you go here, this is the total amount of action. Go to the next slide. You can go to the actionable insights. So it's loading. Just a second. It's loading. And it'll come up. And this is all the insights real time that we have. That's it. Did you see it? 0. We've never had real-time actionable insights. As amazing as the scanner was, as amazing all our products were, we've never actually had real-time data. And now we're going to get it in a big way. You look at early adopters and first movers, and it's fast. It goes very, very quick. Back in 1998, processing orders at 50 a minute. Then you go to the next phase. We did these great big server, you saw a server room, and then we were processing things at 800 orders a minute. And now we're in the cloud, and now we're processing at 4,000 orders a minute. This is the speed from a cloud standpoint that we're talking about. Are you guys excited about that?
Yes.
This is changing the world. The fact that Ryan embraced the cloud and NuSkin embraced the cloud many, many years ago, but you didn't see the benefit until what you're seeing today. These investments are starting to take shape. Processing orders is starting to go faster. Being able to do the things that we want to do is going faster. You're a part of it. You're disrupting the world. And it's going to continue to get better. Now, we're going to say one more thing, just like Steve Jobs did, okay? Now, I didn't pull it out of my pocket because it didn't quite fit in my pocket. But this, like the iPhone blended music, internet, and a phone all in one device. We combined beauty and wellness and the digital experience in a unique device. This, it gives you the ability to put it all back in the power of your hand. And you can take it and run with it. Build an entire business with the product portfolio. If you go to the next slide, I'm going to briefly talk about it. This is called the WellSpa.io, and it actually has Empower technology. You're going to hear a lot more about this. Does that sound familiar? Empower technology? Yeah, it's unique to us. The patents are pending. We're moving forward. Not on the name necessarily, but the technology itself. That's where it's coming. This little, I got to show it to you. This is really cool. So right here, this is the first one that I'm aware of, that when you use this product, it will actually give you feedback on resistance and tell you whether not only is it on, but how much resistance is happening inside of your specific body. Think about this for a second. The blue, if it's coming very big, then that means minimal resistance, meaning you have enough conductive gel, you have enough of a transition, it's fine. But then when it starts to squeeze and you're seeing a lot of the white, and I'll show how this works, then that means the product, the WellSpa, is going to drive a harder power. This is how it works. Go ahead and go to the next slide. This is amazing. Basically you say energy times the microcurrent equals the optimized power. Now this is what the engineers said because they geek out on this sort of stuff, but basically your microcurrent is right here, okay? And that's what gets amplified and adjusted automatically. You don't have to do anything. It's an algorithm that runs, machine learning that runs. When you guys were doing the samples earlier, and I saw you guys light up, it was adjusting. Every one of you were at a different level, and it automatically optimized to whatever was happening on your skin based on several factors. Go to the next slide. You're unique, and every application is unique because it's taking 150 insights into these unique probes, and it's saying, how much resistance am I getting? Now, what can impact resistance? How much water you have in your skin. How much muscle tissue. Your BMI. How the entire environment may be. You may be in a highly humid environment, or you may be in a very dry environment. That will all impact the amount of resistance, but guess what? You don't have to worry about it. It's intrinsically in here, and it's learning about what's going on in your arm, in your leg, wherever it may be. The resistance here is going to be different than the resistance here. Every body is different. So when you're done today, if you have an image of a product that does what this does, let me know about it. I haven't seen it anywhere in the world. Let me show you how this works. You hit the button, and off it goes. Check out this little video on it. Go ahead, next slide. What do you think? Sorry, we're going to run it back. Run that video back. Go back. We're going to go back one more time. Okay, go back. One more slide. Now, one thing I want to share with you is this. When Steve Jobs reached into his pocket, okay, he shared a vision and a dream. We all got to start dreaming bigger. Think bigger. Think about things as they potentially can be. I hope your mind's been racing about potential. I hope you're starting to see the vision of what we're creating. The reason I went backwards is because, do you know what? All those people who were listening to him didn't have necessarily a business opportunity. They had an iPhone, cool, but they didn't have a business opportunity. You have a business opportunity. So now, we're going to play some more time. But I need everybody to start, as Connie says, we've got to dance. So we're going to dance. The music's going to go, and you guys are going to get up. We're going to loosen up just for a second. We're going to finish this thing out. So you ready to go? Let's kick the music up and get the music going, and then let's dance, because you have an opportunity to go great. Let's go. Everybody on their feet. Who's up? There you go. Connie, getting up here. You got to show them how to dance. Let's go. There's a part at the end where I'm not going to tell you to get up, but there's going to be music playing, and I want to see who's up first. We got a first mover advantage. Who's up first? And we're going to see who does that. So there's music coming. So we're going to finish this out real fast. Got a couple more things to share with you. Think, maybe they've said you're done. Maybe they just want me to dance, which isn't good. The key is, this is the resistance, and we can show you high resistance. We can talk about all this in the Product Experience Center, but see how that has high resistance means all those white bars are going? You see it real time, right on the app, and it makes the adjustment. Go to the next slide. You have medium resistance. See how the blue got bigger? Now look at the low resistance. Now it's going, and you can actually see that. What if you're not putting enough serum on? Will it tell you? Go to the next slide. Oh. Wait a second, you didn't put enough serum on? Oop, it warns you. It says, hey, you need to apply more serum to get optimal conductivity. And it keeps moving, giving you your best, most optimized experience. This is, from my standpoint, I've been doing products for 31 years. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life, ever, that provides you real insights on what's happening on your body and optimizing it for you. Okay? We're talking wellness, we're talking beauty, we're talking about the way in which you feel. Just a little secret for those of you. Do this on the feet for just 2 minutes and see what your significant other feels about that. It's fantastic, I promise you that. It is wonderful. And then all the other ways that you do it to help with your body, to help with recovery, to help with the different things that you get a chance to do. We have a whole host of things we're working on from a Southeast Asia, your ability to what you can share about this product. Joe Chang is going to be coming out in Southeast Asia. You're going to start seeing some of this come through. I'm saying get ready. Get the pencils out, the keyboards going, and take note, and we're going to see who drives this thing. And we get to Abu Dhabi. I want to find out who in Southeast Asia listened and took advantage of this opportunity. Go to the next slide. So, you have a brand new product, brand new technology, 2 patents pending, and if we go to the next slide, you'll actually see the awards that we've won just in the last 2 years. This is a great effort by Ruth Todd and Liz, and we have just an amazing team of people who are just doing an exceptional job getting our name and recognition out there, because we're not advertising, we only bring it through you. So these people who are saying we're the best, or that we are one of the best devices in the world, if we talk about all of our products and everything, these are 65 awards that our products are getting. These are the products that you're sharing, and they're being awarded. They just look at this and say, you guys have the best products, which is something you already knew, okay? And you're sharing with the world. So now what do we know? We know we have unique technology, we have patent pending, world-class, clinical study products. There's only one way to get them. It's through you, okay? So if we go to the next slide, what's the opportunity? Number one, the world is looking for opportunity. There's no question about that, the challenges. And they're also looking for our products. They're trying to find them. They're only sold through one place. The world's looking for you. So, I'm going to highly recommend. How many people, you're going to go fast on this one because we're almost done. How many people have the Vera and Stella app loaded on their, how many, I want to see it up. How many have it? How many have Vera and Stella? She doesn't count because she's on the phone talking. She's probably doing an order or something like that. Okay. If you don't, FOMO's about to hit you. Okay, fear of missing out is about to hit you. Because the numbers that Phoebe just told me yesterday, she said that those, when they send a promotion, we're sending promotions and opportunities and codes through this phone. And whoever is paying attention knows how to use Vera, it's going to come to you. So you go, click next slide. 11 times the opportunity, the growth, when people actively know about the promotions inside of this. So Southeast Asia is sending you opportunities on a monthly basis. The volume goes up by 11 times when people know about it. It's going to keep coming right here. The world is right here. If you have Vera and Stella, it's going to be right here. It's about time to dance. Are you guys ready to dance one last time? Because I'm about ready to wrap up. Get ready for these type of orders coming through, and this is what's going to look like. You're going to get on your phone, you're going to see Vera, and you're going to go, oh, I'm going to push that button. And then you're suddenly going to see something like this. Let's go. Who's going to dance here? I know you're ready to dance. Let's go. Come on. Bring it up. Here we go. John, let's go. Ready? Catch one. Let's go. The last slide. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. Are you going to change the world? Are you going to change the world? Let's go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wei Wei.